And we're live on Palm Beach Radio. We have a special guest, an international artist. He goes by the name of Lobo. How are you doing today?
I'm okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
No, yeah, my pleasure as well. I'm so glad you came. So Lobo is an artist. His website is yuryloboart.com. It's YURYLOBOART.com. We'll post on the link so everybody can get to the website. So you originally were born in Germany,
In
correct?
Germany, yes, correct, yeah.
And then you lived in Russia?
Yeah, then it's happened like my father and my mom. They were fighting Germans in World War II, and they met near Berlin, and they married. And I was born later, 2 years later, 1947 in Brandenburg. So, and we stayed in Germany for about 5 years. And I was actually talking and speaking to German kids on the streets. So I started speaking German before I started speaking Russian. So and then we went back to Russia 5 years later, and later on I picked up. I went to university and I got my master degree in German later on in Moscow.
So while you were living in Russia is the first art exhibition you ever been to. Is that correct?
Yes, I mean, what's happened in year 1959, it was in July. We happened to travel through Moscow with my mom, and through pure chance, we get to this first American exhibition in Sokolniki, Park Sokolniki.
So this was
Pro-
an American art
yeah,
exhibition.
not just art exhibition. It was just industrial. Actually, it was more industrial show. Probably some folks will remind so-called kitchen debate. It was a famous debate between Khrushchev and Nixon on this. Some people probably who the history buffs would know that this story, and of course, growing up in rural Russia and never sewing stuff like Cadillac or Coca-Cola, tasting Coca-Cola, for me it was something out of this world. But more impressed I was actually by uh, um, a painting by Jackson Pollock. Of course, I never knew this name back then. I learned it much later. But I was actually struck by this painting. It was Cathedral. It's now, I think, it's now exhibited either in St. Louis or somewhere in the Middle West in one of the museums.
So the
The
art piece,
original.
so the original art piece that you saw in Russia is now in St. Louis.
Yeah, yeah. It was a guest exhibition. So they came and they left.
So this was your whole inspiration to go towards art.
Well, it was probably the turning point in whole my life. I mean, believe me or not. I mean, but it stuck to my mind, and I was constantly thinking about this going into this artistic business. But back in Russia, particularly this time, it was on the top on the Cold War, and it was anti-Americanismus and anti-Russismo. You call it anti-Soviet. I mean, it was on the top on the Cold War, and every information which came from West was suppressed in Russia. So you couldn't get any information about this artist like this, like Jackson Pollock or other artists, or even French impressionists. I mean, it was completely forbidden by communistic party, and to do something like that, it even didn't came to my mind. I was pushing and pushing time and thinking of what time I can start actually to do what he did, because he gave me the biggest inspiration, his energy. So, and in 1991, I actually fled Russia because the situation was really bad, political situation was really bad, and I fled to the United States. And coming here, I have to survive. Because my English was back then pretty bad, just few words. So first of all, I have to study English
Yes.
and making just just to paying my bills, basic bills. I have to work. I did different jobs. I remember it's interesting. My first job was I was painting the buildings. Somebody helped a guy, and we were painting buildings in different colors. And it was my first job. And I was thinking probably one day when I save enough money, I can start really to do what I like to do, actually painting. So, and many years passed till, and I tried and this, but it was not really time for that. You have really to be prepared for that. And when I retired 3 years ago, I fully dedicated myself for painting. Now I have time, I have opportunities to meet people, and here I am.
So here's some artwork that Lobo has made. We have it over on the couch on camera 3. The first piece is with David Bowie. The second piece is with Donald Trump. And the third is with Campbell's Soup. Do you want to explain the first one with David Bowie? As you turn around, you could just look at camera 3 and explain so they could hear you in the microphone.
Oh, like this?
Yeah, but you could see...
Okay. Well, David Bowie, actually, he was born the same year I was. Unfortunately, he passed away. I mean, in my opinion, he was a great guy. He was a great guy and contributing to music, of course, to fashion, to movies, you name it. And I couldn't. I mean, my idea was to just to show him my appreciation, to show appreciation of his multi-talented personality. And if you see in the corner, can I show it here?
Yeah, they can see it all from camera 3.
In the corner, you see, he called him Duchamp of rock.
You have to say that in the microphone.
Huh?
You have to say that in the microphone.
He called him Duchamp of rock. Duchamp is a very famous French-American artist who produced this part. You see, I told you on the beginning that these 3 pieces I like to work in series. They all are interconnected. So Duchamp, this piece, the urinal, is probably the most recognizable piece of art in the 20th century.
So this is the piece with Donald Trump over here, and it has the urinal with Donald Trump on Time magazine.
Well, I have my personal issues with Trump because I met him. I met him 2004 when I ran a Russian newspaper in Miami.
Okay.
And actually I asked for interview, and I was granted interview. And unfortunately, I mean, he was probably in bad mood. I mean, the interview was probably 1 minute because I asked him, first question, I asked him, are you going to run for president this year, 2004? And he was about to run. And his answer was, no. That's all he came up with.
So then he...
So, and that was it. There was no interview. So, and later on I was involved a little bit in real estate, and I have good friends who are really big in real estate. They told me many stories about it. But talking about this particular piece, why I put it like this? Oh, you want me to talk to this?
We could see him on camera 3.
Talking about this urinal, the whole idea of Marcel Duchamp was that he took a simple object, which is ordinary object, a urinal.
Yeah.
You know, and he put it upside down and called it fountain, and signed it. And it was a revolution in art business because it was so shocking.
Somebody would ever do something like that?
No. I mean, actually, he was rejected. People hate it. I mean, back then. But since then, I'm telling you, it's a most recognizable piece of art in history, and many artists, including Andy Warhol, were actually using his ideas, giving new life to the ordinary object, like soup cans. You see the soup cans.
Yeah.
I mean, what is more ordinary than a soup can? Yeah. But he gave them the new life, showing us that something you can see beauty in in real, I mean, in just simple objects of life, so we can enjoy life. Like Marilyn Monroe, for example. I mean, she used to when she was not a great cook, but when she was cooking, she was putting red carrots and some green peas and the egg, and put it like a composition. And if you look from the side, it's real art. It's look beautiful. So you can enjoy it. You can enjoy it and you can eat it. So that was actually his idea. But again, talking. Then I took the portrait from Donald Trump. That's actually the cover from Time, and I folded it. It's like in the way you throw it away.
Yeah.
And I put it in the urinal, but I turned it upside
down
because now it's again the position. That's my opinion about him, because I think, I mean, he's a great guy, and I mean, I wish him all the best and his family, but he's not fit for being president of the United States. That's my opinion. So I put him in the urinal. It's my answer, if you will, to his challenge of the White House.
And then there's a piece of artwork about it.
Another piece of art, it's dedicated to Andy Warhol. He's one of my favorites.
So this third piece is dedicated to Andy Warhol with the Campbell soup.
Not particularly. I mean, because it's like it called Andy Warhol condensed. It's like essence of all his art in one piece. And you see a portrait. Not too many people know who is this. This lady, Patricia Campbell Hearst. She was a granddaughter of William Hearst. Everybody knows the Citizen Kane. The whole story. And actually, it's like some kind of variation of Citizen Kane, because it shows different areas of life. It shows human vanity and proud and greed and many things.
So Lobo made these 3 art pieces. This is all a series. We also have another series here that's sitting next to me that I have right here on the table. And this is an eclectic of different styles of art and different series that he's made. So here's different canvases. Now these are huge canvases.
This particularly this one. This is not huge. This is
so the larger ones are at the bottom.
Yeah, they're on the bottom. This is particular piece. It's like 35 by 35 inches, but it's essential for me, because I developed this style under influence of Jackson Pollock. But Jackson Pollock was actually dripping paint on the canvas, so which you put mostly on the floor, which I do as well. What are different, and he was dubbed Jack the Dripper, and some of my artistic friends gave me the name Jack the Whipper, from whipping, because I'm whipping the paint over the canvas.
So these are different styles of pieces that we're going to show on camera 1. Here's the different styles of art, and these are all part of the same series.
Yes.
So we'll put these here, and we'll go through them so everyone at home can see. And like I said, the website's Yury Lobo Art, so it's YURYLOBO art.com. You can check out his website. You can find him online.
That's another series, 4 pieces, called the 4 Pillars of Universe.
So there's the 4 Pillars of the Universe. These are all copies of the pictures actually in the frame.
They're actually prints. Yeah, they're all framed. Yeah, that's 4 pieces. Yeah.
So these are the 4 pieces, and this is all one set of another series. We can just put these. Yeah.
Put them over there, and that's one of my favorite series. This series are dedicated to Beatles.
So this is from the Beatles, and there's a different style for each band member.
They're pretty similar, but still different.
Look at the colors in this one.
Oh, it's probably not. Yeah.
So the red and black, I could show it even on camera 3. Different styles
Yeah,
for each man.
Yeah, this is acrylic on canvas, and the size is about 35 by 45.
So it's 35 inches by 45, the original pieces.
Yeah.
And these are all very unique colors, different sizes, different styles.
I like bold colors. I like, because I think Pollock used to say, "Who is afraid of colors is afraid of life," which I'm not. So that's another.
Here's another copy. I could show it on camera 3.
Yeah, that's another sample of my style, whipping style. That's a new style which I developed.
And what's the name of this one?
This is called Dirty Harry.
This is Dirty Harry.
It's dedicated to Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood. So again on camera 3.
These two pieces, they're actually huge. They're 48 inches by 48 inches.
They're a very large size canvas.
Yeah. It's two. Acrylic on canvas, and they are dedicated to Walt Whitman, and they named Leaves of Grass.
This is Leaves of Grass, dedicated to Walt Whitman.
This is dedicated to Vincent Van Gogh, and that's a huge piece. It's 80 inches by 60.
So this is Vincent Van Gogh.
Yeah, it's a field of flowers. It's called Field of Flowers. These two pieces are huge too. They are 48 by 60. That's actually a diptych. That's dedicated. Both of them are dedicated to Russian artists. This is dedicated to Kazimir Malevich. So it's acrylic on canvas, and this is dedicated to. Actually, it's like this. I'm sorry. It's dedicated to Vasily Kandinsky, who was the founder of abstract.
So these are all very colorful, very abstract pieces. Now, when you create these, do you go in saying, "I'm gonna create this piece to honor Van Gogh," or you just make it and then you see the style difference and variations or similarities that you have memories from that you create?
Let me tell you, it's kind of even for me, it's kind of enigma. Sometimes if I stay in front of the canvas, I have a basic idea what I'm going to do, but I represent this kind of this style, which is called action painting. So in a moment, your canvas is on the floor, and I start applying just paint, just using my inner instinct without having actually a plan.
Right.
And it develops within 10-15 minutes.
So you're freestyling the whole painting while you're making it.
Right. It just like again, Jackson Pollock used to say, there are no accident in painting.
Right.
Whatever you do, even you do a mistake,
it was meant to be.
Yeah, it was meant to be.
So here's another piece. This is a collage of a lot of different logos and it's again dedicated to Andy Warhol. You see, his portrait. I like advertising. The thing is, I used to be the publisher, and I used to have several publications, and I was in charge of advertising. It was my job. So this is a great piece that's devoted to advertising. It's got all the corporate logos in it.
Right.
You got from Coca-Cola to Pepsi to McDonald's, KFC, Wendy's.
Even, look at this. Even this is a piece of art. For doggies, art for doggies,
So there's from V8, Marlboro, Chanel, M&M's, Jello, A1. So it's got a eclectic.
I love America. I love American style. I love advertising. It brings joy to me. So I love it. I love, and actually,
you even have Barbie and Trident in
everything.
here.
And actually, the most pieces are glued on the canvas. They're not just the background is painted, but the other people are found just on the streets.
So it's a collage of
It's
different.
a collage, yeah.
It's a collage
It's
of different.
actually it's a three-dimensional piece. Unfortunately, you can't see it here, but it's a three-dimensional piece.
So these are great.
Yeah, this you saw already. Just different size, and this another sample of pop art, which I enjoy to do, and this is dedicated to Marilyn, my favorite, and to Gene Dean over there, and of course American automobiles. And this impression comes from 1959, like I said, when I saw first American Cadillac.
So that
And
was
I was so impressed. It's an impression that still lasts till today.
So these are all very abstract. That's their style. That's and they have a message, which is great. That you know it to explain each piece and in detail of the memories.
Collage for me, it's like a capsule. You put something in this capsule, like memories. Actually, Andy Warhol used to have like a box in his apartment, on his studio in a factory, and he used just to throw in his box whatever come in his hands.
Right.
And he would seal this box, just put the date, and put it in a storage room. And after his death, they discovered like 60 boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And when they opened the boxes, it was like a time capsule. It was a magazine, it was some letters. And that's what I do the same. It's like a message for the future generations.
So these style art, do you have all of these on the website?
Yeah, most of them. I'm still working on my website. It's not done yet.
Okay.
I probably put on my website about 1/3 of my works.
1/3.
Yeah.
So you're featured in galleries. You have your art expeditions that you go to showcase your artwork.
Recently, I had my first one-man show here in Palm Beach in an artworks gallery.
Okay.
It's not far away from here.
So what is the next gallery showing that you're doing?
Right now, my agent is traveling through Europe, through 6 countries, and he's representing me. And so far, we get very good results, promising results, and it looks like we'll have next shows in Europe.
Oh, in Europe.
Yeah, somewhere probably in the lead.
And you're a linguist.
I am.
How many languages do you speak?
Well, so far about 5.
5 different languages.
Yeah, I speak Russian, of course, German. I speak Ukrainian. I speak some Polish and some Spanish.
So you can speak Spanish as well, and English.
In English too. I'm sorry about my pronunciation. Probably it's not so clear. But again, like I said, I came to the United States when I was 44, and I have to start everything from scratch.
Right, of course.
So sorry about that. Sorry about my poor English.
No, but this is great. I mean, as an artist, you're getting exposed throughout Europe. You come from a couple different countries. You've explored, different cultures, and it comes out in your art because how you paint art versus how an American would paint art would be totally different because of your world culture and your background, because your style is looking at America as being something that was represented to you from a different place where us as Americans are born into it. So I didn't notice like some of the logos like on this piece right here, just like how much advertising people do. These are all family names that you've grown up to, from
Household names.
Household names, Kellogg's, Pop-Tarts, Coca-Cola, Barbie, A1, and you don't really notice it until you zone in on it.
That actually, I'm following in the footsteps of Andy Warhol, of course. He's my inspiration, and since I first learned about him back in Russia.
So when I was in college, I went to the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale, and I lived in downtown off of 3rd Street. And my neighbor in my building was actually Andy Warhol's assistant.
Oh, really?
And when he died from a brain tumor. And this gentleman, no joke, this is the most interesting story. I would come home from class, and he would be painting in the middle of the street with cars trying to drive around him. And he would set up his canvas right in the middle of a 2-lane road, right in the middle, and he would just be painting. I remember the cops coming and taking him, and he's like, "Do you know who I am?" And he's like, "I'm painting." And he passed.
Yeah, I mean, all the painters are little bit freaks. Yeah, but in a good sense of the word. You know what I mean?
Well, art it shows, a dark side of your personality and your persona and your energy, and it's a release, it's an escape, so it carries your emotions, whether you're happy or sad or angry. It's a good expression for that.
Let me tell you, I mean, I never used drugs in my life, and this is the best drug.
So art is to you is your whole inspiration.
Yeah. I always high when I do that, high as a kite.
So the story, what I wanted to say is, this gentleman who was Andy Warhol's assistant, he passed away from a brain tumor.
Yes.
And when he died and they came and took his body away, his family came to, I guess, collect all the artwork and everything that was in his place. He lived in a pretty big condo that there was just enough crawl space to walk to the bathroom, walk to the kitchen, and to lay down. And it was filled with paintings from wall to wall, and I got to experience it and see it when he passed away, what the actual whole place looked like. And the door was open, and there was paintings like at least 8 feet in from the wall to wall, and there was enough space just to walk through. And they collected hundreds of millions of dollars of paintings.
It was Andy Warhol too?
He was Andy Warhol's assistant.
Among these paintings were some...
Yes, he had Andy Warhol paintings, and the family collected them, and they put them in a museum, and I forget what state it was, but they had them all featured up, and some of his artwork as well. But he had collections of art from, dating back to the early 1600s. He had some pieces that he's collected.
The first set of 32 cans, which was produced, I believe, 1964 by Andy Warhol. It was 1962. No, it was 1962. It was his first exhibition, and he sold this set, 32 paintings, just for $1,000.
Yeah.
15 years later, it was worth $15 million.
So $50 million. $15
million.
So you just see what time does, because art is interesting because it can be casted in bonds, and it can be hold value over hundreds of years. Certain artists of our time, a lot of their stuff gets very valuable. Like you said, he sold it for $1,000. Now it's sold for $15 million.
And did you hear the news today? Somebody stole, 7 paintings from him in Missouri in an art museum. And FBI already put on the award.
This was on the news today?
Yeah.
So somebody stole how many pieces of it?
7 pieces of him.
Seven Andy Warhol.
Yeah.
That might be the museum.
And there's a award $25,000 for the lead.
Wow. So if anybody knows out there, it's $25,000. This is an amazing story. So you come from a world background. You're very worldly. You speak 5 languages. You produce this art. Your next expedition in Europe, and then we want to see your artwork for more. I'm going to post this link so everybody can find it online. Your website again, it's YURYLOBO art.com. They're featured in different galleries. You could look on the website, which is still under construction, but in the near future, everything will be online.
Some of them are even on Singer Island. In my biggest pieces, I exhibited on Singer Island in Corporate Business Center.
In the Corporate Business Center in Singer Island, you could go see your artwork.
Upper lobby and
it's some of these pieces, right?
The biggest pieces, these
are large canvases. These prints.
This, for example, it's over there. This is over there. It's like this, and another one is too. This too.
So this is in the Business Center in Singer Island.
Singer Island, yeah.
And then how big is this piece?
It's 48 by 60.
48 by 60, and so these are large canvases. You can check it out online. We really appreciate you coming. I'm so glad to have met you, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, sure. My pleasure.
Thank you so much, Bill.
Thank you guys for coming, and check out the website, and we will post everything so you can click the backlinks. You can write emails, and I'll put your business card online so people can contact you.
Oh, great.
Thank you for tuning in to Palm Beach Radio, and good night.
Thank you.
Bye.